Three drafted Minnesota Viking players are, well, on the hot seat, to say the least. They could be replaced, they could lose their jobs to none other than the undrafted free agency class this season. And it happens every once in a while in the NFL where things like that take place. I mean, James Robinson, I believe, he had a good couple years in Jacksonville. He was an undrafted free agent, but the Vikings have had the last couple seasons a really good undrafted free agent class under Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah's general manager ship, if you will, basically. I know that's probably not a word, but you get what I'm trying to say. He's had some really good undrafted free agents like Ivan Pace Jr. and more. So let's get into who are these three that we're going to talk about today and who is going to be potentially replacing them. I think it's a good time to talk about it because training camp starts on the 26th or something like that, so we're not too far away from that taking place. So let's get into it. Before we do, shout out to our affiliate partners at Green Gridiron. If you want one of these mini helmets, the link for that is posted in the comment section. It's also in the description. Hit that link, use the promo code MINSYN, MINSYN at checkout to receive a discount on your purchase. Now, if you don't want this Vikings helmet, that's okay. Okay, because they have all 32 NFL teams on their website, so you can get any type of helmet you want. You can get, if you don't want this Viking version, Viking helmet version, or the version of this Viking helmet, you can get the other ones as well, the original, the throwback, whatever one you want. They also have college football team helmets too, so you can get one of those. You get your favorite college football team, and if you're really feeling crazy, you can customize your own helmet on Green Gridiron. So if that's something that intrigues you, hit that link in the comment section. Use the promo code MINSYN, MINSYN, at checkout to receive a discount. So we're in the Adolfo-Mensah era, and that means having an elite undrafted free agent class to celebrate a couple of hours after the conclusion of each draft. A year ago, Bo Richter, Gabriel Murphy, Dwight McGlothern, and Taki Taimani were part of the team's roster. This time, there are, once again, some intriguing candidates. So, who are these three candidates that we'll be talking about today? Well, one of them, I believe, is the offensive line, or on the offensive line. Last year, I believe we drafted Walter Rouse, right? He played a couple games. He stepped in when he needed to. But this year, there's an undrafted free agent by the name of Logan Brown, who has a possibility of replacing him on the roster, or at least jumping him in the depth chart. So, in undrafted free agency, the franchise signed Kansas tackle Logan Brown, who has a much better profile than the usual undrafted rookie. Brown posted impressive numbers in the pre-draft process and has the size to develop into a functioning tackle. His measurements are exceptional. One major reason for his fall in the draft could have been the fact that he got kicked off Wisconsin, allegedly for striking a teammate in practice. It's football, okay? Tensions get heated, tensions get high, I should say. Things just happen. Shouldn't have done it, but it happens, right? You have a temper issue. The NFL ownerships are going to look at that. But there's some teams around the league that would absolutely love that in their locker room. So we'll see how it unfolds. But last year, the former five-star recruit didn't allow a single sack, and he has the athleticism to make some noise. Offensive line, your main job is to keep the quarterback upright, protect the quarterback at all costs. Logan Brown did just that last season. So maybe he does overtake Walter Rouse on the depth chart. Moving forward to our next undrafted free agent, taking over the spot of drafted rookie tight end Gavin Bartholomew. This guy might see his his playing future dwindle a little bit, potentially due to the undrafted free agent Ben Yurosek out of Georgia. So speaking at the tight end, the Vikings entered the draft with only TJ Hawkinson and Josh Oliver under contract. Gavin Bartholomew was drafted in the 6th round to replace the departed Johnny Munt. Shortly after the final pick, however, the Vikings announced that Georgia's Ben Yurosek would join the roster as well. He's another player many thought should have been a day 3 selection. Yurosek was productive at Stanford prior to his disappointing final college season at the University of Georgia. However, he is a decent blocker, perhaps even better than Bartholomew, who is viewed as more of a pass catcher. So I don't think this one's going to happen just because he was great at Stanford. He goes to Georgia and really doesn't do much. He's not going to blow anybody out of the water. But Josh Oliver has made money in the NFL with being an excellent blocker, right? That's why we just signed him to an extension. That's why we have TJ Hawkinson to be the pass catcher, right? It's kind of like TJ Hawkinson, Josh Oliver. Their backups are Ben Urosic and Gavin Bartholomew. It's the perfect marriage, if you will. So we'll see what happens with that situation. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Gavin Bartholomew has a little bit more promise, but you never know. And finally, in the running back position, in the backfield, if you will, this one makes sense, but it sucks because I've wanted this guy to do so good for the past couple of seasons. We all love him. We all think he has a high motor. He just runs downhill. I mean, he's a perfect Viking, if you will, but just he hasn't stuck. Like something about it, just like he hasn't really had an opportunity to be the number one, right? And that's Ty Chandler. We could see Ty Chandler lose his job, lose his role as running back 3 to undrafted free agent Trey Stewart out of Jacksonville State. We talked about this guy. This guy's electric, right? I said this, watch out. He's going to make the roster. He's going to make noise, probably special teams, but there's a chance we see him on the field in that running or in that backfield. So let's get into it. It says Stewart's numbers at Jacksonville State were mind-blowing. He rushed for 1,638 yards and 25 touchdowns last season. Granted, Conference USA is undoubtedly not as prestigious as the SEC or the Big Ten. Regardless, Chandler keeps getting demoted by the coaching staff. He's already 27 years old in the final year of his contract, and it might be time for someone else to take the reins as running back 3. If Stewart shows some flashes in the preseason, he could easily snatch Chandler's job, which unfortunately could happen. It might happen. It's cheaper. I believe Ty Chandler is in his final year of his contract, like it said there. So there's a chance we don't see Chandler much anymore as a Minnesota Viking, which sucks because I've wanted him to do good for so long, and it's just unfortunate. But those are the 3 players, Walter Rouse, Gavin Bartholomew, and Ty Chandler, who potentially could lose their starting jobs or at least lose their role in the depth chart or spot in the depth chart to undrafted free agents. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of the night, folks, and Skol Vikes.